Hi and welcome to Take Time to Create. My name is Linda and this is where we take time out of our everyday lives to create new and wonderful things. I have another canvas for you. Now, I'll go over it more, but it's more like a crazy quilt, but I already completed the fabric portion of it and I'll go over all of that. I was at a craft fair and I was just doing some demos, but I don't want to throw this away and I want to use it and I want to show you guys how to add really cool little elements to this. So that's what we're going to do today. So yeah, let's get started. So here is the canvas that we're going to work on. It's got all this fuzzy fabric on it all over, and I think it kind of looks like a crazy quilt. This canvas is, it's a 12 by 12, and it is 1.5 inches high. So I was working on this canvas and I had painted the edges and I painted the whole surface black, and I was at a craft fair about a year and a half ago. It's been a while. And I like to keep busy while I'm at the craft fair. And so I just started gluing on the fabric. Now this is the same as I do all of my other mixed medias of the fabric ones. I take heavy gloss gel. I have the Liquitex right here and it's the gloss heavy gel. And I spread down a layer and I adhered this. I did not soak these in gloss gel like I usually do. I would soak them, you know, to do all that texture. I did not do that because I wanted to keep all of the fuzzy. I wanted to keep it moving. I didn't want it to be adhered down. So that is the difference with this fuzzy fabric. So if you start to use that, that's what you'll do. I do have to trim the edges off as well, but I thought it looked like a crazy quilt. And so I had this in my stash for a while and I just, well, I wasn't thinking it was talking to me. And so now it is talking to me again and telling me what it needs. So what I'm going to do is I am going to add details around the seams, just like a crazy quilt. So this is an old necklace that I will add in some places. I have, these are the clear art pebbles from Art Basics, and so I will adhere these down with different glues. And let's see here, what else am I going to do? I'm going to take rhinestones and put those on the edges. So I am just going to start putting things on edges and doing that. So for the metal, for this one, I am going to do E6000 because I know that that will adhere it onto the canvas. Let's see here. Let's see if I can cut it with these scissors. I tell you what, these Tim Holtz scissors, they are the best. I love them. Now, I don't want to go too deep. I want to, oh, this is a brand new one. I want to make sure that I keep it fluffy. So I'm just going to kind of put it right on the edge here. Okay, then we're going to stick this on just like this. Have a little, there we go, a little tool here. I don't normally work in these bright colors like this. I usually do a lot of neutrals, but I really like them. I found all this fabric at Who Gives a Scrap. And so since I did find this at my Creative Reuse Center, I didn't get to pick the colors, but I like them. They're nice and bright and fun colors. Okay, let's take an art pebble. And for this, since we're gluing onto fabric and it's just a clearance, we're going to be using different glues, and then I'll just kind of speed it up and go along. I'm using, Fabri-Tac, and this works great. I love this stuff because I wanted a glue that dried super duper clear because I want you to be able to see the canvas or the fabric underneath. I didn't want the glue to cover that up. So there we go. Now definitely with this canvas, you'll want to let it dry 24 hours. Look at that. So cute. Okay. So I'm going to put some rhinestones. Let's see here. So I'm sure this Fabri-Tac, since it's, you know, it can handle this plastic one here. I did a little sample. Always test out your glues. I tested out the Fabri-Tac on a piece of lace, and it's holding out really well. So I always say, test it out on something first before you put it on your final project, because you never know what's going to happen. Now, I'm not the best example at testing out, because y'all know I don't do always that good of a job testing. So, metal stuff, I'm going to use E6000. For non-metal things, I'm going to be using Fabri-Tac. Draw a line. I'm going to put a rhinestone line here. That's what that looks like. So very cute. Okay, that is what I'm going to do. I have lace that I might use. I have, you know, the metal, and I am just going to go to town stitching my seams together with my crazy quilt. And yeah, that's what this is. It's pretty time consuming, but it's super fun. I think it's gonna look great when it's all done. So yeah, I'm just gonna go to town and see what happens. And I think we need lace here. That'll be really pretty. I'm gonna let it kind of go over the edges, and then at the end I will probably do something on the edges. I'm not sure. But yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of play with this, see what happens, kind of take my time, and I'll check in probably in a little bit so you guys know where I'm at. Yep. Use all these glues in a well-ventilated area. They are not the best glues to be smelling and huffing and puffing. Just be safe with the glues, of course. And yeah, there we go. So I'm just gonna go to town. Okay, so I'm pausing right here to show you what I've got so far. I actually have to go, so I'm pausing. This is my pause spot. I'm loving this. This is so cool. So many things, and you can just keep adding, just like a crazy quilt. You just keep adding, and you just make it your own, and I'm loving this. I'm so happy I dug it out of my stash, and I was ready to do it. I'm so glad it's telling me what it needs to be finished. So yeah, it just really, really fun. So I'm glad that I'm getting this done. So I'm going to pause right here, and I'm going to come back and do some more. But of course I'm going to do some more. I'm not done yet. But I keep finding, I'm like, oh, I need a little bit more of this, a little bit more of that. So I've been adding a few things, and I think I'm going to add this little brooch here. This is just broken costume jewelry. I found you don't want to add too much. You want to kind of have a cohesive theme going on, but you want to add enough to keep a lot of interest. And this is just plastic. These are plastic flowers. It's kind of a trim here, and like I said, it's all plastic, so they're lightweight, and I think they will work really well. Anyway, I'm gonna let this dry. I'll be right back, and we will finish it up. This is a time consuming. Take your time, take breaks as needed. It does take a while to put this all together, and that's okay. I think it always looks better if you take your time. All right, so I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back. I took a little break, and everything feels really secure. It feels really good. I have a few things that I've just kind of placed on here that I'm going to now add as little items. So I've got some loose things on here. Anyway, yeah, it's looking really good. I'm enjoying it. So I guess let's just get going and do some more of these. right, you guys, that's it. Look at this. Oh my goodness, so much going on. Little outside of my comfort zone. Normally I work more neutrals and landscapes, but I am loving this. So that tells me work outside of your comfort zone, do something a little different than what you're used to, and you never know what you're going to come up with. Oh my gosh, look at the sparkle. It looks so much fun. I am very pleased with how this turned out. I'm going to leave the edges like this. I'm not going to frame it with anything because I kind of like the fabric kind of fluffing out. Also, I'm not adding any paint on top. Normally when I do a landscape mixed media, I add a layer or I highlight things with acrylic paint. I'm not going to do that this time, and that's because I don't want the fabric all crusty. I want it to still be flowing, and I want it to still be fluffy. And I'm also not going to add a UV protective spray over the top. Normally, I do add that UV protective spray because fabric has a tendency to fade over time, and that's just the way fabric is. But I didn't want the fabric to get crusty, so I'm just going to leave it as is. I think it will add some really cool interest if it does fade. And yeah, I really, really love it. On the edges, when everything is dry, I'm going to paint and fix this up, but you don't need to see me do that on camera. It's pretty boring, but I will put a layer or 2 layers of acrylic paint along the edges so that it's ready to hang up. And yeah, so I am loving this. I love that I did something outside of my comfort zone. I love that it's different and it's so bright and so much fun. So yeah, there we go. So cute. Also, I'm really glad that this started talking to me again and it told me what it needed. So don't throw away things out of your stash if it stops working for you. If you're not able to finish a project, just put it in a safe place and revisit it every month or 6 months or something, and you may get inspired to finish it. And that's just what happened with this one. So I was excited that it inspired me to finish it, and I love how it turned out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed how I added all those final details to this canvas. This canvas will be available on my Etsy shop, so if you would like to purchase it, it is available there. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell so you know when I post new videos. I have Instagram for Take Time to Create, so you can find me there, and all of my crafty goodies I post there. I also have Facebook and a blog for Take Time to Create. On the personal side, I have a personal Instagram, Linda's Journey 78, all my family, vacations, all of that fun stuff. I also have a YouTube channel for Linda's Journey 78, mostly shoe reviews. Yeah, I've got a lot of shoe reviews. Anyway, I'd love to have you follow along on any or all of those. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys next time.